In this video, I'm going to show you how you can crochet this bicolor basket. It's very practical because it has a handle at the front, and it also has very good structure because it's made with tapestry crochet technique by wrapping a thick cord in between the stitches. The basket is crocheted in the round in a spiral way with single crochet, and it started from the base. In the description of this clip, you will find a link that will take you to the written instructions to complement this video. You will need 2 100 grams skeins of medium weight yarn in brown, 1 100 grams skein of medium weight yarn in gray, 33 meters of 4 mm macrame cord, a 5.5 mm crochet hook, and stitch markers in 2 colors. We will start with a magic ring. With the brown yarn, we make a loop. We take the hook, insert it in the ring, yarn over, pull through the ring, and now we're ready to start round 1. I chain 1, and then I will make 12 single crochets inside the ring. Single crochets, and now I will pull the beginning strand to close. I place a marker in the first stitch of the round, and then with a different color I place a marker in stitches number 2, number 5, number 8, and number 11. These markers will be a visual aid to know where to start each round and where to make increases. To start round 2, I remove the marker and I will make the first single crochet. I insert the hook in the stitch, yarn over, pull through the stitch, and before closing I take the macrame cord to start wrapping it from this stitch until the end of our work. I take the cord, leaving a 3-inch strand, and place it in between my hook and the working yarn, laying over the stitches of last round. Yarn over and close the first single crochet of this round with the macrame cord wrapped inside, and I relocate my marker in this first stitch. Then I will make 3 single crochets in the next stitch. This is also indicated by my white marker. And I will repeat that same increase in the remaining white markers. And at the same time, I will continue wrapping the macrame cord in between the stitches. So I remove the marker, I insert the hook in the stitch, yarn over, pull through the stitch, yarn over, and close. And I continue with 2 single crochets more in that same stitch. And I relocate the marker in the middle stitch of this increase. And now I continue with 2 single crochets. And I continue wrapping the macrame cord. I insert the hook in the next stitch, going under the macrame cord, then yarn over, pull through the stitch, yarn over, and close. Then I make another single crochet. Then I make 3 single crochets in the next stitch. I relocate the marker in the middle stitch. Then I make 2 single crochets. Three single crochets in the next stitch. I relocate the marker in the middle stitch. Then 2 single crochets. Three single crochets in the next stitch. I relocate the marker in the middle stitch. And I should finish my round with 1 single crochet. And round 2 is finished with 20 stitches. This is 4 corners of 3 single crochets and 4 sides of 2 single crochets. To start round 3, I remove the marker and I make the first single crochet. I relocate the marker in this first stitch and I make 1 single crochet more for a total of 2 stitches. Then 3 single crochets in next stitch. And I relocate the marker in the middle stitch. And then 4 single crochets. And I will relocate this sequence of 3 single crochets in one stitch and 4 single crochets 2 times more, and relocating the marker in the middle stitch of each increase. Then for the last corner, 3 single crochets in the next stitch. I relocate the marker in the middle stitch, and I should end my round with 2 single crochets. And round 3 is finished with 28 stitches. These are 4 corners of 3 single crochets each and 4 sides of 4 single crochets. To start round 4, I remove the marker and I make the first single crochet. I relocate the marker in this first stitch. Then I make 2 single crochets more for a total of 3 stitches. Then 3 single crochets in next stitch. I relocate the marker in the middle stitch. Then 6 single crochets. And I will repeat this sequence of 3 single crochets in one stitch and 6 single crochets 2 times more. Then for the last corner I make 3 single crochets in the next stitch. I relocate the marker in the middle stitch, and I should end my round with 3 single crochets. And round 4 is finished with 36 stitches. These are 4 corners of 3 single crochets and 4 sides of 6 single crochets. For rounds 5 and 6, I will continue increasing in the same way, making 3 single crochets in one stitch for each corner. This is the end of round 6 with 52 stitches. These are 4 corners of 3 single crochets and 4 sides of 10 single crochets. To start round 7, I remove the marker and make the first single crochet. I relocate the marker in this first stitch and I make 5 single crochets more for a total of 6 stitches. And then I make 5 single crochets in next stitch instead of 3. And I relocate the marker in the middle stitch. This is the third stitch of the increase. And then I will make 12 single crochets. When we make this kind of increase, it's possible that we are not able to see the next stitch in which we have to continue crocheting. With the help of your fingers, open your work so you can see clearly. 12 single crochets, and I will repeat this sequence of 5 single crochets in one stitch and 12 single crochets 2 times more. For the last corner, I make 5 single crochets in next stitch. I relocate the marker in the middle stitch, and I should end my round with 6 single crochets. And round 7 is finished with 68 stitches. These are 4 corners of 5 single crochets and 4 sides of 12 single crochets. To start round 8, I remove the marker and I make the first single crochet. I relocate the marker in this first stitch. Then I make 7 single crochets more for a total of 8 stitches. 8. And I will go back to making 3 single crochets in next stitch. I relocate the marker in the middle stitch, and then I make 16 single crochets. And I will repeat this sequence of 3 single crochets in one stitch and 16 single crochets 2 times more. For the last corner, I make 3 single crochets in next stitch. I relocate the marker in the middle stitch, and I should end my round with 8 single crochets. And this is the end of round 8 with 76 stitches. These are 4 corners of 3 single crochets and 4 sides of 16 single crochets. And we will continue to alternate these increases. In the next round, we will make corners of 5 single crochets in one stitch, and then in the next round, corners of 3 single crochets in one stitch, and so on, until completing round 14. This is the end of round 14 with 148 stitches. These are 4 corners of 3 single crochets and 4 sides of 34 single crochets. And next, for round 15, we will repeat corners of 3 single crochets in one stitch. This is the end of round 15 with 156 stitches. These are 4 corners of 3 single crochets and 4 sides of 36 single crochets. From round 16, we will continue crocheting with 156 single crochets only. So the basket will start growing from the base. We can remove the markers from our corners because we won't be increasing anymore. Just keep the marker for beginning of rounds. To start round 16, I remove the marker, I make the first single crochet, and I relocate the marker in this first stitch, and I will make 155 single crochets more for a total of 156 stitches. And I will make rounds of 156 stitches until completing round 27. This is the end of round 27. Before closing the last stitch of the round, I take the gray yarn, yarn over, and close the stitch. I cut the brown yarn, and now I will continue crocheting with gray yarn, still wrapping the macrame cord in between the stitches. To start round 28, I remove the marker, I make the first single crochet, I relocate the marker in this first stitch, and I make 155 single crochets more for a total of 156 stitches. I can weave in the beginning strand of the gray yarn and the final strand of the brown yarn in between the stitches. I will continue making rounds of 156 single crochets until completing round 31. This is the end of round 31. To start round 32, I remove the marker, I make the first single crochet, I relocate the marker in this first stitch, and then I make 75 single crochets more for a total of 76 stitches. And now I will make the first opening for the basket handle, so it will be placed right at the front. The 76 stitches I just made are 64 stitches to reach the second corner, plus 12 single crochets. This was just an estimate to make the opening as centered as possible on the front side. Now we will make 15 single crochets over the macrame cord only. We go under the macrame cord with the hook, yarn over, go under the macrame cord, yarn over, and close the first single crochet. And I make 14 single crochets more for a total of 15 stitches over macrame cord only. 15. I distribute the stitches evenly over the cord so they are not tight or loose. And I skip 15 single crochets of last round. And I continue with 65 single crochets more, working over the stitches of last round again. And the first opening for the basket handle is finished. This is the end of round 32 with 156 stitches and the first handle opening. We will continue making rounds of 156 stitches until completing round 35. This is the end of round 35. To start round 36, I remove the marker. I make the first single crochet. I relocate the marker and make 76 single crochets more for a total of 77 stitches. 77. For the second opening, I am making 1 single crochet more. When we crochet in the round in a spiral way, the stitches start moving towards the right. So this time I make 77 stitches instead of 76, so this second opening is as centered as possible with the first one. I make 15 single crochets over the macrame cord only. I skip 15 stitches of last round and I continue with 64 single crochets to complete the round. And we can see how this second opening forms the handle for our basket. And I will continue making rounds of 156 single crochets until completing round 41. This is the end of round 41. To start round 42, I remove the marker. I slip stitch in the next stitch. And I will cut the macrame cord leaving a 3-inch strand. To start round 42, I chain 1 and I will make 156 stitches with crab stitch. Crab stitch is single crochet made from left to right, and we will start in the stitch where I made the slip stitch. I insert the hook in the stitch, yarn over, pull through the stitch, yarn over, and close. My first crab stitch is completed and I continue with the next stitch to my right. I insert the hook, yarn over, pull through the stitch, yarn over, and close. And I relocate the beginning marker in the first of these 2 crab stitches. And I continue with the remaining stitches to my right until completing the whole round. I finish my last crab stitch, I remove the marker from the first stitch of the round, and I make a slip stitch, also to the right. Now I just have to fasten off and weave in all ends. To weave in the end of the macrame cord, I suggest using a smaller hook to weave it in some rounds below. If you hide it in one single round of stitches, this could distort your work, and it would be very visible on the right side. I insert the hook under one stitch, one round below. I take the cord and pull it through the stitch. I move one round below and go under another stitch, and I repeat, taking the cord and pulling it through the stitch. And this is how I weaved in the macrame cord for this basket. I did the same for the beginning strand of the cord, weaving it in along rounds from the base. The strands of yarn are weaved in regularly. And the bicolor basket with a handle is finished. This is very practical for storage. I suggest you make one or more to decorate and organize your spaces.